Do I look like I'm dying? If I look like I'm dying, it's probably because I am. Look at these arms. Hi! My mom is dying at a hospital states away from me due to several illnesses. The country's president is a buffoon that literally is setting the country on fire. And I've given up on all my hopes and dreams and resigned to the fact that I'll probably die and live alone. How are you? So I think it's been almost a month since I posted a video on my channel. And I don't know, man, I've created this channel. I signed this contract, you signed this contract. If you're new here, hi, you want to sign the contract? Just click the little red, the not so little, you know what to do. So, amidst my crippling depression, I decided, let's do some cheap content again, shall we? So I went on Twitter, as one with no content does, wait until I have an actual like subreddit or something. And I reminded everyone of my, what's the name of that thing? Curious Cat. If you don't know what Curious Cat is, it's like this social platform website where people leave you questions, anonymously or not, and you reply to them. Imagine Tumblr asks, but without Tumblr, just asks. Remember Tumblr? Yeah.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine, and you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never.
Those were the days. Well, yeah, I haven't even went in my Curious Cat, like, I haven't even checked. I'm so depressed and my anxiety is so great that I haven't even checked the comments on my last video where I pretty much open my heart out and talk about everything that's happening in my life right now and how hard it is and etc. And it's getting worse, actually. it's getting worse by the day. And I don't know why, I can't explain it logically at all, but for some fucking reason, this anxiety keeps me from reading comments. It's been like 3 or 4 videos I've posted that I turned off my notifications. I hope this doesn't discourage you leaving a comment, because sooner or later I like to believe I'll get to them, but specifically because I posted 2 like controversial videos, one where I talk about my disdain for Fire Emblem Three Houses not having decent gay romance options, and another one where I just talk about NSFW artists that do fetishy art, and that's always gonna be like controversial and problematic. And I'm just like 100% certain that there will be so many comments just spewing all sorts of hateful assumptions and stuff, and I don't have the capacity to deal with that. But to everyone, you've left a positive comment in any of these videos I've been mentioning, in any of the videos I've been posting before this one, thank you so much, I really appreciate you. If nothing else, just you leaving a comment is pushing up the stupid ass broken YouTube's algorithm and literally helping me out more than you know. But let's get to the substance of this video, back to the Curious Cat thing. So I'm opening Curious Cat for the first time ever since I posted that thing on Twitter. So I don't even know how many asks I'm gonna have, but here we go. Oh, okay. Wow. Is this for real? I got 20. What the fuck? This has to be a broken notification, but okay, here we go. Let's just disassociate from all the bad shit that's happening and just mindlessly talk about superficial bullshit. Shall we? Join me. on this journey. Let's go. Let's see what Curious Cat has for me. Anon asked, what is your top 3 favorite Pokemon types and favorite Pokemon of each of the 3 types? Well, good question. I think it's fairly obvious if you know me, but definitely fairy. Favorite type, like number 1, then plant, grass, and then I want to say water and ice as if it's one thing. I know it's not, but like, it's my fucking video. I do what I want. Water, ice, okay? That's what I'm saying. My favorite fairy type, if you know me, you know already, it's Sylveon. I am an Eevee obsessed whore. Eevee, like, excuse me. Eevee uses charm and it's super effective. Isn't it the most cutest shit you've ever seen in your life? How cute is this though? I have this cutie necessaire pack which I carry like bathroom stuff when I have to go on a trip, and I carry it inside this backpack. Can you tell I like Eevee and Eevee family? Like, can you tell? And Sabrina, my dear friend, she made this paper craft Vaporeon. I mean, hello? Like, it's fucking kills me, this is paper. She made this out of paper, like, what the fuck? Like, that's talent. Look, and it's like, look how firm and good it is, like, it's paper! Fairy, Sylveon. Okay, we got that out of the way. Grass, my favorite grass type Pokemon. It's so hard to choose because there's so many good ones. And every new gen, I fall in love again, you know? I fell in love with, like, Oddish was my first, like, favorite Pokemon. I don't know why. I just loved him so much. And then when I found out he became, like, Vileplume, I don't know, I think I still liked Oddish more. I think when they created Blossom, it's when I was like, you know what I'm saying? Leafeon, adorable. It's so hard to pick, guys. Tropius is amazing. Serperior, hello. Chestnut, Rowlet. How can you tell me, how can you ask me to pick a favorite? Mia, do you want to get electrocuted? She's biting on the lights. I can't. Grass, I just can't. I love too many of them. I can't pick a favorite grass type. It doesn't have one that like stands out stupidly above all others, like so obviously that I have to say like, this is my favorite grass type. Shymin is so cute. Yeah, I love grass Pokemon, they're the best. They're amazing. Water/ice type. I wanna say Vaporeon. I wanna be that bitch. But like, I mean, Vaporeon is fucking amazing. It's like queen. Slaying ever since Gen 1. Like, his design is top notch. Even though, if you've seen how Vaporeon looked before Vaporeon looked the way he looks now, it's kind of but like, yeah. Okay, that was fun, moving on. Oh yeah, just to reiterate about the Eevee thing, dream acquisition is an Eevee onesie. It's like my dream. I want an Eevee onesie so bad, but I mean, I'm not gonna be using a onesie very often in Brazil, especially with the president setting the country on fire, literally, and practically turning the country from tropical to like a savanna. But like, are we surprised that since humanity is finally evolving and we finally seem to be reaching a new ground with things like racism and homophobia and transphobia, that the people who vehemently think that the essence of their being is to fight against anyone who's different than them wouldn't notice that that is happening, and as a counter-strike just do their best, put all of their strength so ignorance can like have a last stand before it's finally extinguished. I mean, ignorance can't be extinguished. It's in human nature, and even if we reached an era of peace where people like that were thrown out of power and capitalism has ended, it would just be a matter of time until new problems arise. But we all have to collectively admit that the political scenario around the world right now looks straight out of like a Disney movie with how much of a caricature it is. Like, we got Brazil's president calling France's president's wife ugly, and like United States president and comparing nuclear bomb sizes like if it were their dicks or something. Like, we all know they're both small, hideous, smelly, dirty, and limp. But okay. Moving on, let's go back to Curious Cat. It's more fun. Do you have any song recommendations for the folks at home? I have a lot of song recommendations. Go watch Steven Universe the movie, and don't hate me, don't cancel me for saying this, but go watch K-12, Melanie Martinez movie. Also really good. And this is not an open forum for us to discuss Melanie Martinez's personal drama with the claims and etc. The movie that she produced and the musics within and everything, the aesthetics and such, you gotta admit, she did a pretty good job. Okay, so just those two, a lot of music for the folks at home. What web series do you recommend? That's such a good question. There's so many good web series. Like, if you have some cash, watch Good Game. It's a mini series from YouTube Red. It's paid. It's by the Game Grumps, I believe. I'm not sure if they wrote / directed it, but I'm fairly certain that Aaron and Dan had a substantial amount of input in it. And maybe they didn't, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass and just making assumptions, but either way, Good Game is, if you're a gamer nerd like I am, the humor is on point. It's a wholesome, short series. I had a lot of fun with it. I watched it multiple times back and forth because it's so nice, and it's Aaron and Dan, you know what I'm saying? Just watching them being themselves is a delight, because they're just so amazing and wholesome, and I love them. Also, watch fucking Most Popular Girls on Skill. Sure, Jen. Watch the Most Popular Girls on School if you haven't already. For the love of God, go watch that. It's so good.
I love Gossip Girl so much. Nobody's fucking talking about Gossip Girl, Rachel Tice. Why don't you go eat a roly-poly like you did in the goddamn 3rd grade?
Oh, are you suggesting how you say ménage à trois?
Really? You're really asking her to say ménage à trois? It's a fucking French word, you little bitch.
And lastly, if I had to tell you to watch a 3rd web series, why don't you go and watch Titan's Grave? It's a cinematic tabletop adventure DM'd by Will Wirtz, and goddamn, it's good. The players are all voice actors, beautiful illustrations all across the campaign. It's just a fun time. If you like just watching tabletop online, but you also want to get like that enhanced cinematic experience that kind of makes you feel like you're not even watching tabletop, that you're just watching like a movie unfold, go do that. also really good. I could keep on going, but I'm just gonna stick to 3 so this video doesn't last forever. What's your favorite storytelling trope, and what's one you despise? Well, okay, that's a really good one. Favorite storytelling trope? Gay. Is that a trope? I don't care if it's sci-fi, steampunk, medieval, fantasy, modern, contemporary, acid trip. Make it gay. And I'm sold. I'm there, I'm clapping, I'm buying, I'm tossing my dollar bills at it. Is favorite trope. Gay. Don't come for me. It's not enough. It's still not enough. We need more. A lot more. A lot more. A lot more. Books, music, movies, games, okay? I don't give a fuck. If you're, oh, you already have enough gay characters, we're already including you, you're never satisfied. No, we need more. I'll stop when it's equal. I'll find a new favorite TV trope. But until then, gay is my favorite TV trope. And my least favorite TV trope is when characters have their shitty behavior explained by a tragic background, therefore validating why they're awful to people. And I hate it tenfold more if they're redeemed. I will admire a character that is absolutely awful, and even if they are awful because of the awful things that happened to them during their life. But if this character went around killing people, or worse, just suddenly turning them into like a good guy, and he's changed, they're changed, he, she, whatever, you know, they're changed. I don't buy that, okay? And I kind of hate it, because it's so validating, like, oh, they had a troubled past, so it's okay that they're fucking disgusting. No, I am the living proof that you can be abused and tormented and violented and ignored and betrayed during your whole life by all the closest people to you. And if anything, it really teaches you to be kind and value people, because you spend so much time trying to understand the meaning of things, where's all the hurt coming from, and you know, there's so much catharsis behind suffering. I think it's much more likely that someone who was privileged and actually never suffered through their life to be these like demonic villains we often see portrayed with tragic backgrounds. I think it's much more likely that tragic backgrounds lead to strong character development, and these people are actually become like good symbols, good people, okay? And I'm sure abuse turn many people to the dark side. I'm sure. We have plenty of examples of that, even though, in my opinion, more than half of these examples might have been people who were already, like, you know, screwed up in the head. Nothing, the order of events wouldn't have changed anything, but that's my opinion, don't come for me. In other words, I'm just saying I hope Kylo Ren dies, because he killed Han Solo, and Han Solo is my favorite, and like, I will accept a redemption arc, but not if by the end of the movie he's still breathing. Okay? Kylo needs to die. I don't give a fuck. Next question. What are your thoughts on soccer? None. Aside from being an artist, what were some past jobs you've had? I was sort of like jack of all trades for this bookstore once. I would do everything from restocking to managing the Xerox machine and being on the cashier and cleaning. Like I was just run ragged by the boss, and then he fired me. But it's fine, it was an important experience, and it taught me that I'm not suitable for works where I have to like be mistreated by completely random strangers. Because when you work like people who work behind a balcony and deal with people all day long, they all need a fucking raise. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't have what it takes to be abused by strangers who treat me like an animal and curse at me and are rude to me because I'm not being as fast and meticulous and perfect as they assume I should be, like if I'm a robot, you know what I'm saying? Like as soon as someone is rude to me, I either shut them down and I can't deal with them, or I'm just rude tenfold back. So yeah, it was an important experience, and after that I only did freelance gigs and you know, personal projects. It did come at the cost of me living inside my room literally for over a decade, and now I have like no social skills at all. I'm pretty certain I developed agoraphobia because I am absolutely terrified of leaving my apartment. Even though often I feel terrified inside my apartment. It's not a fun experience. Do you know I lived with like a murderer across this wall living next to me? Were you here when I told everyone about the story of his wife showing up at my door with a knife on her stomach? Yeah, that's something I went through. So... is there anything special you're saving up for? Nope, I used to. I was saving money so I could move out of the country. But like every other dream I had, I gave up. What's the point? You know? I can't take it anymore. I'm tired of fighting against the currents. So I'll just let them take me wherever. What's a TV series you liked as a kid that you can't seem to find anything about anymore? Angela Anaconda. It was one of my favorite shows. I want to rewatch it so bad. Do you have any idea how hard it is to find Angela Anaconda episodes? That's always comes to mind. Like, it's the first thing. I love that series so much. So I don't know what it was about it. It's because a lot of people hate it. They think it's awful looking. It's gross, but I don't know what it was. Something about it. Nanette Manoir is such a great character. I don't know. Her best friend too. Like all the characters, everyone. It's I love Angela Anaconda so much. Oh my god. Never forget. Who is best Jen? Pearl. Pearl. Don't come for me. Actually, come for me. You're gonna lose, bitch. You're gonna lose ugly. Okay? Don't you fucking garnet my ass, okay? You don't get a trophy for liking Garnet. She's perfect. We all know it. Okay? She's amazing. She's OP. She sees the future. You know, she sings. Like, okay? But I'm not that basic. Pearl. Will you be applying for the Brazilian pavilion at Epcot when it gets built? Probably not. Are you a role player? What game systems do you like? D&D, Shadowrun, BSM, Paranoia, Call of Cthulhu, etc. Yes, I'm a role player, and due to the context of this question, I do both role play and play D&D and tabletop RPGs and etc. Although in those cases, I'm often the DM. But I rather be more of an active. I guess no one is more active as the DM is in the construction of a story. But you know what I'm saying? I like to be on the player grounds more than the orchestrator. Like, I'm a good DM. Okay, I'm sorry. Just putting this out there. I'm like one of the best DMs out there. I often, more often than not, don't go with pre-established systems. I have homebrew systems because, first of all, you have to understand in Brazil, tabletop RPG isn't as popular then you have to consider that the state that I live in is very like backwater. So things like tabletop RPG, especially in 2019, like you have to understand how retrograded Brazil is. Especially in the current presidency, it's like we're living, like we just went back 100 years. So RPG is still like probably the devil's thing for most people around here. They would be like creeped out by the concept of it and just think you're like a fucking weirdo. It's not like this cool thing to be a part of, like it's becoming a mainstream media. It's so hard to find people to play RPGs with, to play tabletop campaigns here, especially players that will stay in the fucking campaign until the end. And so I often have to use homebrew systems that simplify a lot, so it's easier for newcomers and people who are not that invested to get engaged with it. But there's a good side to it, is that it really forced me to perfect storytelling and prioritize player fun. So I guess that's why I am so confident in my capacity to be a good DM, because I'm so not that asshole that just has to be with 3 or 4 books at the table at all times to fucking, you know, micromanage every single breath and step that anyone takes. Like, no, I hate that. So when I DM, it's like simplified roles for everything, fast-paced story progression, you know, it's all about the characters, it's all about the story. If a player like does something completely insane and amazing, like it doesn't even care, I don't even ask you to roll anymore, like you got it, that idea, it's so fucking amazing, you did it, you know, it's what I'm all about when I'm DMing. And my players love that. Like, I'm not a Dark Souls DM. Fuck that. Are there any former projects you would consider revisiting along with Eden and Epic Loads? Well, I don't have many past projects besides Eden and Epic Loads, and if I did, there would be Frozen Fire. I have Frozen Fire, I have Ego, and I have the Tetris Squad. Tetris Squad, I don't know guys, I think Tetris Squad died. I don't see Tetris Squad coming back, ever. I just watched Penty and Stalking at the time and I was like, I gotta do something like that. You know, every artist has that. We see something cool and we just wanna do that too, you know? We're just like, fuck my art style that I developed for over a decade. I wanna draw like this now. But actually Frozen Fire, I have been thinking about bringing it back. It would not be a remake, it would be more of like a closure, because the story was just left gaping, literally like gushing blood. That's how the story ends basically. And I just wanna like maybe do a 10 to 30 tops pages, just to like close it up and wrap it up and put a bow on it and let it fucking rest, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Ego, if it ever becomes a thing, it's just gonna be so later on in my life, and right now we're all living by the days, because the feeling is like this place is just about to explode any second now. So I guess that's that on that. I can't remember any other past projects that I've left open. I have a lot of projects that I want to start, because of course I'm getting lightheaded. I've been talking for a while now. Is it true that people are only allowed to visit if they've been invited with the phrase "come to Brazil"? No, you're all welcome, but at the same time, don't come to Brazil. First of all, it's a hellhole. It's a pigsty. Don't believe the image that media sells you of Brazil. This is not the paradise of sexy people that you all think it is. You're gonna get mugged or murdered or worse. Just don't come. just don't help our economy at all. You know, we deserve this. We elected a fucking dictator, like, torturer worshipping devil. It's just, you know, you make your best effort to imagine the worst person possible, and I assure you, our president makes that person you just imagine look like the fucking Pope. You know, during Christmas on Disneyland or something. Don't come to Brazil. I say, good sir, where might I find quality arts at a reasonable price? Well, you know what they say. When it comes to ordering, requesting, commissioning art, you have like a triangle and you can only pick two. You have the time that it takes to get it made, the price you have to pay for, and the quality, okay? So if you want cheap and quality, it might just take forever. Which is me! I'm the perfect artist to commission because my commissions are cheap and I take years to get them done. I'm just kidding. I take months, most of the time. Sometimes I'm fast. We can never tell. It's crazy up in here. I have no idea what I'm gonna do in the next 10 minutes. I have no idea what I did in the past 10 minutes. It's just like Alzheimer's playground open here in this bitch, you know? Put it some ADHD and then some art block and then, you know, just all of the anxiety. But hey, I make sure it looks good though. I never deliver a commission that I don't think it's like the best shit I've made so far, okay? That I promise you. That's why I take so long, because I don't just sit and force myself to draw commissions, even though sometimes I think I should. But honestly, when the time is right and I sit my ass and I do it, I always make sure it's like the best thing I've made so far. Yeah, I definitely do. And not only that, I think there's a benefit for the wait, because even though I'm taking longer, my art is getting better with time. So it literally means that if I'm handing you a commission 2 months later instead of 2 weeks later or 2 days later, it's gonna be 2 months later better crafted. And I'm not saying this because I want to prepare you to sit your ass and wait forever if you commission me, because I always want to finish my commissions as fast as I can. It causes me crippling anxiety and sadness to keep clients waiting, and I would I don't want to be the kind of person that runs away with people's money. Like, please. And I'm sure some people might think that I'm that because I'm ADD and disorganized in general, so I'll often forget that I got like one commissions, because you gotta understand there's so many emails and so many commissions pile up and it messes up with the projects and my presence on Twitter and whatever the fuck, and YouTube and making videos, and you know, and not only that, but all the chaos that goes in my personal life is just so like, it's a mess, so I forget. But all of my commissioners are free to poke me as often as they feel like it's necessary. If they feel like they're waiting too long, and be like, hey, you remember I commissioned you, okay? Just checking, and I'll let you know. Okay, we're all good on that scenario. I'm so glad I put that out there, honestly. I feel like I was waiting for an excuse to talk about this subject, and I just got it. Wow, this video is fucking long. How's that butt doing? Where would you like to travel? To the past. Celebrity with best butt? I don't know. I wanna say Chris Hemsworth? Chris Pratt? Chris Evans? Chris Evans, right? He's the Captain America. Everyone's crazy about his butt. So like, I don't care for Chris Evans, don't come for me, but like, if his butt's nice and he's a celebrity, then a celebrity with a nice butt is what he is, so. Okay, and that's it, that's all the questions. They were all Anon, because that's how Curious Cat works, I guess. It's all Anon. So, no credits to anyone. But like, if your question is here, or your questions, thank you for sending them to me and giving me content to make. With that, I bid y'all farewell. I'm leaving out. Subscribe if you care. I know, fucking like. Subscribe if you like watching me talk about me for 1 hour. What is even this channel? Speaking of which, here's something I want to try. I want to post videos every day, you know? Fuck it. I want to grow as a channel, and it's hard right now because like YouTube does everything to not help small channels grow. It does everything, and I'm not even saying I want to grow as a channel monetarily. I just want this to be, I just want a family. I just want friends, you know? I just want to connect with people. The only way is posting more regularly, but that might mean that you guys are gonna get a lot of vapid videos of me just talking about whatever is going on in my mind. And I hope you don't mind that. There's still gonna be art videos and video essays and gaming videos and highlights from streams and art progresses, speed paints and stuff. But like, there might be a heavy influx of videos of me just sitting right here on the ground of my living room in front of this camera doing my morning routine while taking some coffee so I can wake up and face the day. And I might just talk about whatever, you know? Because I need to keep my mind busy. I need to feel productive, and I need to connect with people because my loneliness is killing me. And I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit that subscribe button, baby. Not one more time, because if you hit one more time, you're gonna unsubscribe. Don't do that. Oh my god.